Welcome to Creators Edge Studio. I'm Tom Marcoux, feature film director, producer, screenwriter, and novelist. I'm reachable at getthebigyes.com.
And I'm John Colton, the creator of Paul Bunyan versus Dracula, the comic book, and the Three Brothers Gruff. And you can sign up for my newsletter at www.coltoncomics.com.
Excellent. So today we're talking about Backrooms. We're also talking about different forms of filmmaking. And you saw Backrooms. How was that experience?
It was not my choice to go to the movies.
Oh,
But my son kind of persuaded me into it. And he's 15 years old.
ah,
So that kind of gives you an idea of where there was maybe a lot of buzz around this movie,
ah.
and that him and all of his friends were really looking forward to seeing this. And he had heard from friends who had seen it, what an experience it was. And so, he really insisted that we go to the movies and see this one.
Gotcha.
And I thought it was interesting.
Whoa, there is a word, interesting. Not great, not awesome, not I loved it. Interesting.
I think it was legitimately interesting just to observe as kind of a phenomena that this was, the biggest movie of the weekend, and maybe even for 2 weeks straight. It just dominated the box office. I'm not a horror fan. That's
Okay.
not my genre that I that I gravitate towards.
Okay.
But there were a lot of things about this movie that worked, and probably it borrowed a lot from The Shining.
Oh, okay.
Which, as Jim Steranko said, if you're going to steal from the best.
Okay.
But as a writer, I couldn't help but be a little disappointed. I think if this was my script, the movie felt like the outline or maybe the first draft. No real character arcs, no type of plot resolution. And people might say, it's not that type of movie. And that's fine. But if we were writing this and I was pitching it to you,
right,
I might describe it like, hey, have you ever seen those pictures of the back rooms of stores and how creepy they look?
Okay.
What if you were the owner of a furniture store?
Okay.
And one day you went into your storage area and then you accidentally walked through a wall.
Accidentally. Yes.
And you discovered this back room that was just huge and empty and had furniture stacked in a weird way. And you might say, well, what happens next? And I'd be like, well, then you keep going and exploring through all these hallways and tunnels that just kind of go on forever. And there's like, every time you turn a corner, there's something creepier than the last time. And, you might ask yourself, well, why do you keep going down the tunnels?
As your screenwriting partner, I'd say, so who's the main character? Okay, what is their situation? Do they need to learn something? Do they grow? It could be a tragedy, but a lot of tragedies are tragedies because the hero learns, but too late. But they still learned something.
Yeah.
And a lot of people write stories because that's how we learn stuff. It's a transformation. Even if you're pointing out a horrible thing where people did all the wrong things, at least the people who learn something are the audience. You said something to me as we were talking about this, is that really these characters don't go anywhere in terms of they don't learn something or grow or change or whatever. So are they just victims? They're just getting pushed around through the whole thing?
Yeah, largely. It felt to me like a little bit like a French film.
Oh,
where nobody learns any lessons. It's just, bad stuff happens. There's something weird, another weird thing, and then another weird thing. And then stuff keeps happening. And then roll credits.
right.
Yeah.
What reminds me of the creators of South Park. They were doing a college class. Have you seen this video where they're teaching about storytelling?
Yeah. I know the one.
Yes. And so if you have event and event and event, then he says that you're wiped out. He used more colorful language than that.
Right.
but you're wiped out. But if it's this happens Therefore, this happens,
Yeah.
but this happens.
The language that Pixar uses, and because of that,
Okay.
this happens.
Right.
And then our character makes this choice.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, this happens. And it's kind of the golden rule of storytelling.
Speaking about good storytelling, John, your daughter Josie has just released her first novel. Let's take a look.
It works pretty well. It had a little bit of, I felt, a nod to surrealism and some
Okay.
Salvador Dali things that they were doing. And then things start happening, right? And by the way, spoiler alert, but the
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Let's throw that in there somewhere.
but the main character finds his twisted alternate version of himself,
Okay.
and then that alternate version starts to eat him.
Okay.
Now, why does it eat him? We needed something scary to happen in the movie. And so there's kind of no rhyme or reason.
Okay.
And you have the main character basically die, I think, 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the way through the movie.
Okay.
And then you switch characters. And why are there these back rooms? And there's this company that is researching the back rooms. And why are they doing that? You know, why do these creatures in the back rooms need to eat and murder the people they come across? I guess we'll find out in the sequel.
Here at Creators Edge Studio, we support you. And many of us creators need to have rapport, that is, connection with team members. Check this out. What if you could close sales faster and eliminate resistance? Ian, you've developed this wonderful thing called instant rapport. Chase less, close more.
Did you know that there are many, many different communication styles that different people use? And each of these styles actually conveys how they think, how they feel, how they connect. And if we can learn to listen to the cues that tell us, they're using that style, we can adjust our own communication to match. And they're going to hear us much more easily, and we're going to connect much faster and much more easily.
Wonderful. And you, the viewer, this is a wonderful opportunity because Ian and I have teamed up. And Ian, when we were talking, you mentioned how our collaboration brings more value.
You're kind of a master of embodying ideas, not just presenting the ideas. Then we can sort of hit it back and forth where I can present the construct and the concept, and you can show people how to instantly implement.
Right, exactly. So they actually have an experience so they can own the experience. That's why we've teamed up to bring this to you. And people have said wonderful things about how Ian presents workshops. Ian is a true expert. He helps you create a deeper understanding of the motivations that drive different types of people and how best to communicate to get results. Julie Chendes. Ian has made a huge impact in both my personal and professional life. My ability to communicate, connect, and impact others has skyrocketed. Ed Diaz. When you experience our workshop, you're going to embody these techniques. You'll have an expanded, better toolkit so that you'll have instant rapport, chase less, close more.
I'm excited to tell you that I just won the grand prize at the Igniter Summit here in Bangkok, and my heartfelt gratitude to Tom Marcoux for giving me those essential tips.
Really, really helpful, and I would recommend that everybody take a workshop with Tom. It will help you so much.
So, we invite you to bring us to your audience, and then we can help you and your team can have instant rapport, chase less, and close more. Thank you, Ian, and thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Why do these creatures in the back rooms need to eat and murder the people they come across. I guess we'll find out in the sequel. And so
it's not like the Highlander 2 sequel, where the answers are not good answers.
It was kind of well done in the sense that my son enjoyed it. And, you know, it kept you in a certain degree of suspense throughout the movie.
Yeah. So I want to throw in a couple of things here. So in one of our videos, I talked about what makes a good story, whether it's comics or film. And I said HAT. I said heart-centered ending. I said advance with power, and also true characters. Basically, what we have here is not really a story. We have an experience. It sounds like a roller coaster ride. Now, one of my favorite films of all time is Jaws. And it has horrible things happen in it. The music by John Williams, it has adventure music in it. He thought of it as some of the music was like pirate music. You know, there's a part where they're racing after the bottles that are connected to the shark. And so there's this adventure thing. What I'm realizing about horror is perhaps it's all about experience. And maybe it's about the experience of after a jump scare, you go, oh, and then you laugh because they go, I'm still here. I got to have that feeling alive kind of energy.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, kind of like Jaws, this script could have really used a John Milius pass. That would have helped a lot.
Gotcha. And then with a Robert Shaw, the actor, doing the final rewrite on the Indianapolis speech. Hooper and Quint, they didn't like each other, but for a moment, they connected. So something happened. The characters went somewhere. Well, thank you for this overview there, John. May everybody enjoy making the art that they like, and may it find an audience. So thank you for being with us. Please do talk to us, continue the conversation. Please like and subscribe below. And we really appreciate you being with us, and we encourage you to move forward and make whatever you're going to create. Take care.